I saw the blood and I was seconds away from calling the ambulance. This is a story of what happened when I was doing a road trip across America for 3 months in an RV and I smacked my head inside and almost had a big emergency. So hi, I'm Marisa. If you've been watching my videos, thanks for following along. Bit of context here. So I am allergic to bees and wasps, unfortunately. And when we had the window down in the RV, a wasp flew in and literally was like on my head, and I totally freaked out. And it's interesting because people always have this opinion or criticize you, like you need to be calm, don't move, don't do anything. It will totally leave you alone if you don't make a fuss, right? Which is true, but if you're somebody who has an allergy, and if anyone's watching this who does, then you will totally understand and you have my sympathy. You can't just keep still because you have this trauma and your first instinct is to panic. So it's easier said than done when people are like, oh yeah, just don't panic. So I panicked and I got out of my seat while the RV was moving, which please do not do this because then this could happen to you. And I legged it to the other side of the RV. I got to like the kitchen area where there's like the corner of the microwave. And because we were kind of on a bumpy road in the middle of nowhere, I like smashed my head really fast. Like the corner just went doink into my head. And then I was like totally in panic mode because I thought something serious had happened to me. I touched my head and it was covered in blood. It was quite a lot of blood. Well, I thought so in the moment. And then I kind of screamed for my husband to like stop the RV. We weren't on a main road, but we were on a kind of back road. So we kind of were just stopped in the middle of the road, which is really bad, I know, but there was nowhere to stop. There was just miles and miles where there was just like no pull-ins, no driveways, no nothing, no one to ask for help, nowhere to go for help. And we were like seconds away from calling an ambulance because we both are foreigners in a different country. We didn't know what to do. We took out really good health insurance before we went because it was going to be a 3-month road trip and everybody knows how expensive medical attention is in America. So we had to buy really expensive medical insurance. But we were kind of glad we did that because in that moment we were like, oh my God, like if I had to go to the hospital, I have to go to see a doctor, then that bill is going to cost so much. So it's good that we have that. So we stopped the RV. My husband was outside trying to call for medical attention. But then this car stopped behind us and started talking to my husband. I was still sitting in the RV and I could hear the guy say, oh, what's wrong? Has something happened? You need help? And my husband told him what happened. He came and he looked at me. He said, oh, like I'm a retired firefighter. I carry in my car with me at all times, like an actual like proper first aid kit. He knows what to do because he's had to help a lot of people that they were injured during his career. He brought out this huge bag and it was like, no word of a lie, like a full-sized medical kit with everything in it. I was really impressed. So he checked me, he looked at my head, he checked the bleeding and he said, you don't need stitches, you're fine. Just got like a kind of surface level wound. It doesn't need medical attention. He just asked me if I was dizzy or whatever, but I had been crying. I was just like in a bit of shock. He bandaged my head up for me and I looked a right sorry sort. This is what I look like, which all of my family took the piss out of. But anyway, it's always funny afterwards, isn't it? But at the time, it's not funny at all because you're the person in it. Any sight of blood is going to fill you with dread, even if you're the most put together person. Seeing blood come out of anywhere in your body is never nice, right? So anyway, we thanked this guy. His name was Justin. He lived in California. If anybody recognizes him and knows him, by the way, this wasn't my idea to take a picture. This was my husband's idea because he wanted us to remember this good Samaritan, this person that came to our aid. Whether you believe in God or the universe or whatever your faith or your belief is, I really believe that we have guardian angels looking out for us. I have had so many experiences my whole life where some entity, some unknown force has been looking out for me. And yeah, there's been so many like crazy situations that I've walked away for completely unscathed. I think it's so kind when somebody comes along and tries to help you out of the goodness of their heart. It really restores your faith in humanity. I mean, some people are so kind and selfless. I'm really grateful to Justin for stopping and trying to help people in need. If you know this man, he is a wonderful human being, and I just want to thank him again from the bottom of my heart for such a kind, selfless act. So if you're ever in my situation where you've had an accident in or outside of your RV and you're totally panicking, try to just stay calm. And if you think, or if you feel like it's a lot worse than, for example, what I had, then go and seek medical care immediately, because I was lucky that I had an actual professional who could tell if I was okay or not. And I'm fine. It's been a month since I come back. It was about 4 months since that happened. I kind of feel like a small dent, but I didn't have any problems afterwards. I was totally fine. Okay, guys, so if anyone's ever had an accident on a road trip, I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear about your experience, what happened. Drop a comment below. I wish everybody a safe RV road trip journey, and try not to get out of your seat if you can.